State Summer Con to talk a little bit about Star Wars. How are you doing today,
I'm
sir?
doing very well. This has been an exciting convention. It's been great to get back to the convention circuit after a year and a half. It's a good one to start with.
And so this is the first time that you've gotten to hear all of the fan reactions to Ahsoka saying the word Thrawn in Mandalorian. How has that been?
Exciting. Everybody wants to know what's going on. I wish I could tell them, but I don't know anything either.
So yeah, as far as like has like Dave Filoni asked you about like the motivations of Thrawn? Have you had any input in the character past what you've written in the books?
No, not really. When they first told me Thrawn would be in Star Wars Rebels, they wanted to know if there were any particular gestures or anything they could incorporate. But since then, they know I'm available. They know I'd love to be involved, but Filoni pretty well understands Thrawn.
Yeah,
so I'm not worried about it. If he's in charge, I'm not worried about what the live action Thrawn will look like.
It seems like Filoni kind of knows what to do with everything Star Wars. As far as when you created Thrawn, did you model him after any like actors as far as like his cadence or anything like that? Where did Thrawn come from?
He was going to be back up. When I was given the Thrawn trilogy to write, I knew I didn't want to do the same stuff George Lucas had already done. So no Death Star, no super weapon, no Vader type, no Emperor type.
Okay.
Vader and Palpatine rule by manipulation and fear. It seemed to me that a more dangerous opponent is one who rules by loyalty. So what kind of person would the troops be loyal to? He has to be a good tactician and strategist so that they know they're likely to win whatever battle he takes them into. He cares enough about his troops, doesn't have the emotional ego thing that I'm going to keep fighting even when I'm obviously losing and waste all these people for nothing. Willing to take suggestions from subordinates, no ego thing there either. Go through a bunch of these, and then because the Emperor in the movies or the Starfleet didn't seem to want aliens in his upper ranks, make him a non-human so that if he got to be a Grand Admiral, he must be something very special. And that's Thrawn.
That absolutely is Thrawn, which is you touch on the tactician side of Thrawn. One of the things that I love about the Thrawn trilogy is how reading your space battles it almost feels like Master and Commander, type stuff. Like I love, I could just picture everything that was happening, and it was very versatile. And so, were you inspired by any, real life battles when you were planning out those fights, or like how did you go about planning out your space battles?
Basically, I go into a battle knowing who's going to win. Sometimes it's good guys, sometimes it's bad guys, and then I know the battle is coming, a week or so ahead of time because I'm writing along the book, and my subconscious has had enough time to work through some of this. Some clever. I want to do something clever. I want to make each battle a little bit different, not again going over the same territory again. So it's a matter of figuring out the tactics on both sides, make both sides clever, and working out the details, and then just writing it in such a way that the reader can visualize it.
Mm-hmm. And I think you very much do that. Is there anything new that you're going to be working on in the Star Wars universe that you can talk about currently?
I'm finishing up the third book of the Thrawn Ascendancy series. Ends in November with the book Lesser Evil.
Excellent.
There's some stuff after that I'd like to do. We may be able to do more Chiss Ascendancy Chiss Ascendancy books. Mm-hmm. The problem is that I basically filled in all of Thrawn's timeline except the part after Rebels, which at the moment is locked in Dave Filoni's basement. And they won't let me touch it because they don't know if they want to do something with it. So I may have to tread water with something else for a year until they've got their plans consolidated, and then see what kind of wiggle room there is for me to put a book into whatever timeline they come up with. So we've got some hopes. I think Lucasfilm and Del Rey would both like to see some more Chiss. And I think I've got some interesting characters. We may not be able to do Thrawn for another book or two, but I've got no more than 30 or 40 Star Wars ideas, popping around the back of my head. I can find something that I could do.
Yeah, I bet you could. This is the first convention. Are you going to be anywhere else? Or where can people see you the rest of the year?
If they look at my Facebook page, facebook.com/Timothy Zahn, the banner picture at the top gives my convention schedule for the rest of the year. It's like 8 or 9 conventions total. So that's a perfect place to go look. We've got the dates, and we don't have links yet. My wife couldn't figure out how to do that on a banner, but the conventions are listed, the dates. You can look them up online and get the details.
Excellent. Well, Timothy Zahn, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes out of your schedule to talk to us.
No problem.
It was a pleasure.
Nice.